So we've been working on it for 2.5 years, and as you can imagine, we already met with the different retailers. We tried to partner with them, but they have other priority, which you know what it means. So we had to develop our technology in-house to make sure that we collect the data from publicly available sources, so from their website, and making sure that everything is updated, up to date. And now, how far we are now is we're finalizing all the merging from all the products. But in terms of the technology that we've built something that is extremely scalable. So expanding across Canada, we expect is going to take about 2 to 3 months, because what we've put in place is to help us move faster, even if it took 2 years to set.
This is my old life. I spent 10 years in grocery. So I'm curious to know, prices changes on the daily, they change on the week. How is your API able to update quickly to get the pricing?
Yeah, so right now we're updating prices on a weekly basis, every Thursday when the new flyers come out. And we've also been in the grocery store to verify, the prices were accurate, and they are, I would say, 99% of the time. But we know that we can be even more accurate. So the next phase that we're looking to do is to allow users, and this is going to be before we expand across the country, allowing users to select exactly the store where they shop around them, making sure we have the exact data from the store around them, instead of having just one pricing zone for the whole province.
You could geolocalize them.
Exactly.
Without them clicking on it.
Well, we need their zip code to know which store they actually shop at, right? So we actually need this information. Or they can actually allow.
So just as another question, I'm just gonna, because we have very little time. Users, you say that you want to charge them $5 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you're targeting a customer that is price sensitive.
Yeah.
And so you want them to pay?
So there's a freemium model. We expect only 2% of consumers will actually convert to paying customers.
Okay.
And this will be with unlimited features in terms of AI. But all the different features that we're putting in place, which are already available on the app, such as comparison, and we're also, in another way, reinventing how flyers work, all those features are free.
Do you look at having the retailers pay for this to provide it for the customers for free?
So, I mean, we haven't had this kind of discussion with them. It's a possibility, but I cannot answer at the moment for this question.
My question is around, how are people actually saving money? Because if this is all about you going into flyers that exist, and I shop normally at one store, and you're going to recommend, if you're just presenting the flyer to me, or are your prices somehow less expensive than what's available in the flyers?
So the difference between us and, let's say, Flyer app is that they only have discounted items. But the thing is that they lack transparency, because we realize that it happens often that a product is shown on discount. If there's no comparison with other regular price in other stores, well, actually you're paying more, but you think you're paying less because it's on discount. So we're bringing full transparency by being the only app that has all those products available.
Well, I'm so curious to know how as a consumer I'm going to save money by using your app, as opposed to, especially if I'm going to just one store.
Yeah.
Unless what you're proposing is you're distributing the purchase across multiple stores, or am I still ordering just from one store?
You have the option. So you decide. If you have time to only visit one store, you know which store you should visit to maximize your savings. So we're comparing, basically how we calculate the savings is basically by comparing your total shopping list among the different stores that you would shop at. But you also have the opportunity to optimize your list based on how many stores you're willing to visit in 1 week.
Okay, one last question. More on the technology side, you have, in your projections, I wasn't able to read that quickly, but already between year 1 and year 2, you're going from 1 or 2 programmers up to 8. Is that really necessary today, or do you foresee you needing less programmers as time goes on?
Yeah, the thing is, with the US market 10 times bigger, and we need to make sure that we move as fast as possible. So by raising, as you can see, we're planning on raising a seed round next year. This is going to help us move faster and really put ourselves as positioning ourselves as the leader in this new category that we're building.
I think to supplement, like if you got 2 devs with Claude, they probably can do the work of 8 devs.
Yeah,
and 10 salespeople.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we're looking to always improve our efficiency, and having 10 programmers with Claude, then we can move faster.
Yeah, sorry. Congrats on a cool startup. So one is price comparison isn't new. So what would stop like Instacart, Uber Eats, etc. So these large apps from not replicating, but stop them from replicating the same thing, but they have more data and bigger reach?
Yeah. The first thing is think of Air Canada. They couldn't replicate the Expedia because basically they're offering the service. So that's one differentiation that we're looking to implement this first, the grocery delivery comparison. So that's the first thing they can't replicate. The other thing is with their current solution, right now how basically they're forcing the user to shop is by first selecting the store. And this is from what I heard, they're not allowing the retailers to compare prices as transparently as what we're doing because they have those partnerships to basically not put their partners in competition like we're doing.
But do you think Air Canada and Expedia is the right comparison? It's more like Expedia versus like your own site. I think that's more the focus. So how would you, if you're like, it's like that would be the question of Kayak, right? How would you beat Expedia? So how would you beat Instacart if they decide to go this or Uber Eats?
But maybe I don't understand right, but we don't want to offer the delivery service ourselves.
But what would stop them from doing the same feature on Instacart? So I'm VP product. Hey, this is cool. I really like these. I'm just going to copy the exact same thing, but I have the exact pricing right now, and I have all the users already.
And I can ship it directly to the user.
There would be better place than me to answer this question for sure. But if let's say a user builds their shopping list on Instacart, and then they show, it's cheaper on Uber, why would they drive traffic to Uber? Why would they bring this transparency directly on Instacart if it's going to drive customers away? When they could actually keep those customers without, comparing the competitors.
So let's say it's an Uber where it doesn't matter. It can go to Metro, IGA, ou Loblaw, donc it could offer that service on grocery. It does the cart, and it actually will go pick it up at the cheapest location. Donc, all of a sudden, we don't need you. They've integrated it into their platform.
So what you mean is basically optimizing the list to go and find the cheapest.
I think the question is like, how do you compete? How do you create a moat that they don't just steal your idea and take it and integrate it?
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to again positioning ourselves, let's say, a level above, where they can't actually offer what we're offering because they're offering the service themselves.
If you had a magic wand, who would be your ideal strategic partner?
Flip would be a great one, right off the bat, but also Uber, Instacart, and those delivery platforms as well.
Can you talk about like you're forecasting 30K of monthly active user by the end of the year?
Yeah.
Do you have any active users on the platform? What's the feedback so far? Any people that are paying for it right now?
So no, the app is free for now. We did some advertising pilot tests with Agopro Nasson, generated 40,000 in revenue with those tests. But right now we have 30,000 registered users. We haven't published anything since we appeared on Earth Diagonal last year. And the reason is we got so much feedback after we appeared that we knew exactly what we had to work on to basically deliver on our value proposition. So with no advertising, out of the 30,000 users that we have, we still have 3,000 users that use the application. And with full transparency, I'm not even using my own app because it's not fully ready. So we want to make sure that we maximize the value proposition, we maximize the value to deliver on our value proposition, expand across the country, and then bring on some more advertisers. But the freemium model is going to come later, so it's going to be free for user until then.
Did you close with the Dragons?
Yes, it was actually my second time on the show. I was there in 2018, got a deal during the show, didn't close, but this time they actually ended up writing us our first check.
Okay, because most of those deals don't close. That's what I was asking. I think my last question is like, so I worked with Nielsen for a long time. They have scan data from the retailers. So you said that we're going to sit on a gold mine of information. So I guess I'm trying to understand, is it only user-generated information? Because the value of Nielsen is because they actually have all the retailers and they scan, so they aren't dependent on the buyers. So what's the nuance for you on your data?
It's understanding at the user level why they buy what they buy and where they buy and when they buy. In the sense that we're going to be able to understand why a user is buying, let's say, toilet paper at Walmart on this specific day and buying his meat at Metro on this day.
So how how will you get that granularity? Because right now all I hear is that you will be driving only one metric, which is pricing, because they're sensitive on price.
Mhm.
So how do you get the why of why they're buying other than price?
Yeah, so we don't have time to go into the features, but there's a feature that we've put in place that when, after users compare prices, then they decide where they want to shop. And this is a shopping list feature. So when they're shopping, they select the product that they're putting in their cart, and automatically their total adds up at the bottom of the screen. So while they're shopping, they know how much it costs in their cart before they actually come and pay at the cashier. Obviously, this is not a perfect solution until we have, let's say, direct partnership, and then they can
That you don't
pay.
know why they're buying that item.
Well,
Like if they
that's
put a baby thing in there, like you don't know if they're buying it for their friend or if they're buying it because they're having a baby.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you said like they'll know why they buy.
Yeah, no, sorry, yeah, maybe I didn't express properly, but what maybe how I should say it is, we're gonna know what they bought